Thanks for joining me again today. Today, I want to talk about African economies or the best African economies for one to easily do business in. So, I've selected a few countries. So, Africa has many economies, but when people talk about business opportunities on the continent, four countries often come up: Nigeria, you know, South Africa, Egypt, and Kenya. Now, these countries are not the same. They have different strengths, different problems, different markets, and different business cultures. So the real question is not simply which country is the biggest. The better question is this: if you wanted to do business in Africa, what would each country offer you? Let us start with Nigeria. And Nigeria has one of the largest populations in the world and the largest population in Africa. That alone makes it a serious market. If you are selling food, fashion, phones, entertainment, transport, banking services, or digital products, Nigeria gives you something many countries cannot give you. It gives you scale, millions of young people, a large consumer market, a strong entrepreneurial culture, and a population that adopts new trends quickly. But Nigeria also has real business challenges. Electric power supply can be very difficult. The exchange rate can be very unstable. Transport and logistics can be expensive, and businesses often complain about regulation, taxes, and access to finance. So Nigeria is not always the easiest place to do business, but it may be one of the most rewarding if you understand the market. Now, look at South Africa. South Africa has one of the most developed economies in Africa. It has strong banks, deep capital markets, good private sector institutions, a relatively advanced retail sector, and stronger infrastructure than many African countries. If you are looking at finance, mining, retail, logistics, insurance, telecommunications, or professional services, South Africa is very important. But South Africa also has challenges. Growth has been slow in recent years. Electricity problems have affected businesses. Unemployment remains high, and some companies worry about policy uncertainty. So South Africa has strong systems, but its economy has not been growing as fast as many would like. Then we have Egypt. Egypt is different. It sits between Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. That location matters. Egypt has a large population, a strong construction center, the Suez Canal, a growing manufacturing base, and access to important trade routes. For businesses that think about Africa, the Arab world, and Europe at the same time, Egypt can be very strategic. But Egypt also faces challenges. Inflation has been a problem. The currency has come under pressure, and businesses have had to deal with changing economic conditions. Still, Egypt remains one of Africa's most important economies because of its population, location, and industrial potential. Now, let us talk about Kenya. Kenya may not be as large as Nigeria, South Africa, or Egypt in total GDP, but it is one of the most important business centers in East Africa. Nairobi is a major hub for technology, finance, logistics, media, and international organizations. Kenya is also known for mobile money, especially M-Pesa, which changed how millions of people send, receive, and store money. For technology, startups, regional trade, and East African expansion, Kenya is a country many investors pay attention to. But Kenya also has challenges. Public debt has been a concern. Credit for the private sector can be very tight. Taxes and operating costs can be difficult for some businesses. And like many countries, it is affected by global fuel and food prices. So what is the real comparison? Nigeria gives you scale. South Africa gives you structure. Egypt gives you location. Kenya gives you innovation and regional access. If you want the biggest consumer opportunity, Nigeria is hard to ignore. If you want stronger systems, corporate structure, South Africa is very important. If you want access to North Africa, the Middle East and Europe, Egypt has a strong advantage. If you want a technology and East African business hub, Kenya is one of the strongest choices. But here's the truth. There is no perfect economy. Every country has advantages and problems. The smart business person does not ask, which country is perfect? The smart business person asks, which country fits my business model? Because a product that succeeds in Lagos may not succeed the same way in Johannesburg. A service that works in Nairobi may need adjustment in Cairo. And a business model that works in South Africa may need a different strategy in Nigeria. That is why understanding the market matters. Africa is not one single market. It is a continent of different economies, different consumers, and different opportunities. The winners will be the people who study each market carefully, respect local realities, and build businesses that solve real problems. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to share, like, leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you.